Hi, my name is Arinnie Young, and today I'll be talking about Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, and how he was an effective and outstanding leader. When it comes to being a collaborator versus being authoritarian, I would think that's always better because when you're an authoritarian, you lack concern for other people's opinions and their views. And when you collaborate with people, you're able to bounce ideas off of one another, and you're able to get a different perspective other than your own. There was a few times in the company where Howard didn't have expertise in a certain department, so he went to other people who did. One person in particular was Michelle Gass. She had worked for Starbucks for 12 years, and she was very versed in certain departments. So Howard went to her to get her expertise and to bounce ideas off of each other. One thing that Howard liked about Michelle was that she didn't tell him what he wanted to hear. She respectively debated with him, and through those debates, they were able to come to a better outcome for the company. Why reason and emotion go hand in hand? I would say reason and emotion go hand in hand to a certain point. Because if you lose control of your emotions, then your reasoning becomes lost. When Howard decided to go back to his company because his company was declining, he had to let some people go, and he had to let the current CEO go. And his emotions, had he went off his emotions, that would have clouded his judgment and his reasoning behind coming back. So he has to put his emotions to the side and make sure that he went with his reasoning, which was the future of his company. So, like I said, emotion and reason do go hand in hand, but to a certain degree. Because if you let your emotions control you, then your reasoning becomes lost. Why demonstrating charisma and inspiration can lead to positive results? I would say it was a few times where Howard had to have some heavy talks with the partners of his company, and his charisma and inspiration allowed people to see that even though through them hard times they would excel and they would get better. There was times where they didn't believe in a lot of things that Howard was saying, but because he was inspired and he believed in his company, people were able to follow him and believe in him as well. When it comes to character and why character is essential to creativity, trust, and teamwork, I would say yes. Because you don't want nobody with you don't want to be around somebody with a nasty disposition, and you don't want to be able to trust in somebody who's very negative. Had Howard been negative about his company and negative about the future of Starbucks, then people wouldn't want to work with him and they wouldn't be able to trust him. So I think his character was the blueprint for who he was. And had he not been that type of person, then he probably wouldn't be able to have people on board with him and be able to risk their job to do things for him. Um, when it comes to how stressful circumstances can reveal the value which leaders truly find important, I would say Starbucks had a difficult time, and through that difficult time, Howard was able to get back to the meaning, the essence of Starbucks, which is creativity and human connection through coffee. Had that not happened, the company would still be going off of just making stores and producing more stores and more products. But through that difficult time, he was able to get back to the basics of what was important of Starbucks, which was having human connections through coffee and people and bringing people together through coffee. So I think through difficult times, it reveals the values of your company and reveals the values um, of what are you doing this for. And I believe that Howard, through his book Onward, just showed how he was a great leader because he was never afraid to talk to people. He was never afraid to to say when he was wrong. And he never pointed blame to people. He always said that together we would get through this. And he wasn't even the CEO at the time, but he was able to come back and say that, you know what, we're together, we're going to work together, we're going to make this better, and we're going to do what we have to do. And that's one thing I liked about Howard is that he didn't shy away from saying, you know, I didn't, that together we'll get it better versus just saying it was you guys and not me. And I think when you're a leader, you can always point blame at other people. You have to be able to lead even though it was even through hard times and good times. Whether you were the person that started the bad times, you still have to be able to lead them out of it. Thank you.